talk about it right now. We are at AT&T. I'm part of your Cowboys Nation. All I've heard for the last 5 weeks is we want Dallas. All you haters, you come down for me. You fuel the fire because I want it.
What is up, Cowboys Nation? You know, your boy's back on a Sunday. I told you, wife's out of town in Vegas trying to win me some money for these tickets, these plane flights that I got to take to AT&T. So while she's gone, I've been cleaning up you see a little new intro, been cleaning things up a little bit, working on some other stuff. Got to watch, obviously, the preseason week number 2. Also, that Usman fight, caught that later on. We're definitely going to touch on that on our live show on Monday. Make sure you join us. Make sure you call in. It'll be a live call-in show. So, but really, purpose of this is just kind of reviewing, week 2 preseason. Again, I don't get too caught up and all the hype and all of this, and I'm not gonna jump off a bridge if things are bad, and I'm not gonna hoist the Lombardi after a performance that we had last night. But what you'd look for are good things. And Turpin, hey, what more do you want from that? Kick return touchdown, the punt return touchdown was unbelievable. So I think we've got a special player there that can change a little bit, change the game on special teams. Also keeps CD and them other guys back from returning punts. We don't need them back there no more either, because he's too important to the receiving core. But I think he adds an element. You saw a little bit, on the offense. I think they did an end around, did something with him, and he got some positive yards, which probably, another receiver who took that probably would have got a negative. So he's definitely got some speed. He's got some playmaking ability. So like they say, it's Turpin time. Jerry's going to capitalize on that. It'll be shirts at AT&T by week 1. So, but anyway, it was good. And what, again, you're looking to get some positives out of it. So, yeah, are there some things that we still want to clean up? Of course, but I'm liking the commitment to run, and we are running the ball effectively. Again, these aren't the starters, so we understand it, but it's that commitment to run. It's the scheme. It's the process, and I'm liking what I'm seeing there. Obviously, the quarterbacks, I would love to see us throwing the ball a little more efficiently to see what we got at receiver, because I think that's a critical part of our offense. Obviously, we all know Gallup's down, so it's going to be down to CD and a lot of young guys who don't have a ton of NFL experience. Noah Brown's like the only one till Gallup gets back. James Washington's hurt. So it's going to be interesting. I want to see these receivers. So we've only got one more game left back at AT&T, Jerry's World against the Seahawks. So hopefully I want to see something, because one of these receivers is probably going to get cut because Turpin's going to take their spot. So it's going to be it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But all that means it's 1 week closer to September 11th, like I said, at Jerry's World at AT&T, and I'm looking forward to hanging with Cowboys Nation and doing some tailgate, and obviously going to see all the boys, see Kelly K9, Jay Tuck, Nix, everyone in Lot 10. We're going to have a good time, and it's going to be a great way to kick off the season. And I'm still waiting to see where Brady's hiding. So now, there's some are saying he's in that the Masked Singer or something like that. If that's the case, I better see that same intensity that was brought to the Cowboys and Cabo and all these other things. So I don't know what he's doing. Maybe it's personal issues. Hopefully it is. But there's, where there's smoke, there's fire sometimes. So, again, it was good. What do we take from the positives? Tristan Hill with a strip sack. He's a guy who's fighting for his roster spot. But he's actually, he's played pretty well in the last 2 games that he's gotten the opportunities. I thought our run defense in both games have been very good. They've been very stout. We're getting pressure. I think we got 3 sacks. But we got, even though we didn't get more sacks, we got a lot of pressure. So definitely let me know your thoughts on what you're thinking about this defense. It looks like, we talked about a little earlier that maybe this team is shifting to a defense dominant team, because, we're definitely, we're bringing the heat. We're stopping the run. The secondary, we haven't seen Diggs. We haven't seen Brown. So we've got to get we've got to get our starters in there, but obviously we're not going to see them till week 1. But looking at these backups, one of the concern to me is right. Talk about penalties. Penalties were less, but we still had a couple penalties that I took note of that were at the wrong time. One was a 3rd and long. Nashawn Wright, he didn't have to make contact, didn't have to panic, ended up doing it, getting a pass interference on like a 3rd and 15 plus. They get an automatic first down. Then we had an offsides. It was 3rd and just less than 5. We get an offsides. They get a first down. So those are the penalties that they've got to clean up quickly, because those are game changers when you're extending drives, and that's something that they've got to clean up. But we got to pick early on. We've got. I took a few notes, and the one guy I liked, and I know he's a backup. He's fighting for a roster spot. He's got Herschel Walker's number, so you love 34. Is Malik Davis? I thought he ran hard. I thought he ran with some authority and some power. So he could, he could be fighting for that roster spot and maybe get a shot to make the team, or at least maybe practice squad. But he showed something. So again, he's got one more game to do it. Now the Cowboys are done in Oxnard. They're done on the West Coast. They're going to be back in Frisco. They're rolling out the red carpet. They got Stephen A. Smith, the Cowboy hater. We know what he does. This is all his shtick to get a little, to get the ratings up, and he's made millions off it. So we got to love him. But Jerry, you got to be looking at your Cowboy Nation, guys who bring the hype, guys who bring the passion. You want that at this kickoff. You don't want the haters. So my phone's still, you got my number. You give me a holler. We'll get things going. I also give a shout out. I played it yesterday or Friday. It didn't work, so we'll give a little love to Ben. He knows what to listen to.
This is Ben DiNucci from the Dallas Cowboys, and you're listening to my favorite Cowboys podcast, Tag Nation. Can you dig it?
I need a little more passion out of him. Can you dig it? And I need him to play a little better, because he's another guy who's fighting for a roster spot. I wanted to see Will Grier get that opportunity to play a little more. I was hoping he'd start. I'd like to see him with the backup receivers, but really they're not backups. Tolbert, in Houston, these guys are in Simi. They're gonna have to make plays early on. Whoever's going to be that 2-3 receiver, depending on where Noah Brown is. I don't really see Noah Brown being the 2. So, it would have been nice to see him with them. So, but it's that quarterback battle. Me personally, I would favor Will Grier over Cooper Rush, just because I think we know we got with Cooper. I think Will Grier has a lot of upside. I remember him at Florida. Remember him when he went to West Virginia. He was slinging it. He was a top 100 pick, his 3rd round pick at Carolina. So he's got the measurables. I just think maybe a fresh start will do him good. But I think he's got more upside. And I think with a backup quarterback, at least for me, I would rather have a guy with some upside, because if you're going to the backup, we're in trouble. So I'd rather, God forbid that happens, I'd rather have someone who's got some upside. So it was a fun game, and like I said, it was nice to feel good. If there's one thing the Cowboys, sometimes our preseasons, aren't the best, and I know we're not scheming. Again, we're not going to get too hype about it, but it was fun. It was fun to watch. It was fun to see Turpin, with those returns. It was fun to see the defense getting sacks. It's fun to see us get a pick. It's fun to see scoring touchdowns. It just gets you ready and gets you hyped for the real time. So it's going to be getting closer. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, you guys are as hyped as me. I know we had some Debbie Downers going into this preseason, but this is the team we got. Hopefully maybe they pick up a couple pieces. I think, there is some concern with the offensive line. Let me know your thoughts on that. It looked like they played a little bit better. It looked like Josh Ball played a little bit better, but he's still definitely got work to do. And you're going to have a swing tackle. We know, we talked about with Tyron Smith, it's not a matter of if, it's when he's going to be missing a couple games. So we definitely need to solidify that. It's hard to find guys on the street, but maybe there's a veteran out there that they can get just to give a little bit of security. I know Jerry keeps talking about the young guys, and we, want to give the young guys a chance and I'm all for it. But, there comes a point in time where we got to, if the young guys aren't ready yet, we got to get a veteran in here who can at least bring a comfort level to that line. But I think defense, I mean, I don't know your thoughts. Defensive line, I'm liking it. Linebackers, loving it. Secondary, I'm feeling pretty good once the starters, are in there. I'm a little concerned with, like I said, with Wright. Kelvin Joseph's the interesting one because he's always in position. He doesn't really get burnt. He's there, but he just doesn't get the pass breakup. So he did have one last night. Looked a little bit better, but it's still, work in progress. He's got a lot of upside. So obviously I don't think they're going to be giving up on him anytime soon. And, Dayron Bland, he played in the slot corner. You have Lewis, who's obviously he'll be our third corner in the slot. So I don't think he's going to beat him out, but he's one of those guys who showed some promise. But again, he showed some youth in that preseason game. He was getting, he got beat a few times, creeping in, and they broke it outside. So work to do, but I'm loving it. I'm excited. Like I said, man, Cowboys football, any football, Cowboys football is the best, of course, that Miami Hurricanes. That's my second. So definitely ready for this season. So let me know your thoughts. Make sure, like I said, check us out, Jimmy D and I, Monday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern. We got the phone thing situated. I had to bring in the reinforcement. So I got Eva, the hype girl. She's going to be the board op. She's going to be answering the calls and making sure we get things switched over properly. So it should go a lot smoother. We had some calls, but I know some got messed up. So we definitely, it's my job to make sure we get that fixed, and we did. And then like I said, I've got some pretty good interviews. I'm excited about, Tommy Davis. He is played with the Baltimore Colts in the Super Bowl III, the great upset with Joe Namath and the Jets. He's got a lot of stories to tell. Again, history of the game. I love it. And then, like I said, September 7th, if everything works out, we've got a strong tentative schedule to get Doug Cosby on here. He'll be able to kick us off a little bit with the Cowboys, but also kind of look back to some of those memorable games that he was in the early 80s into the mid 80s. If you don't know him, I mean, like I said before, he was the Cowboys, Jay Novacek and Jason Witten before all of that started. He was, led the team for tight ends and catches. He broke the team record, I think, 2 or 3 years in a row. He was 3-time Pro Bowler. He played in when we did 3 straight NFC Championship games. We didn't win, but they were exciting games. And he actually scored the go-ahead touchdown in that San Francisco game, 21-yard touchdown. And I would definitely want to ask him, get his feelings on his thoughts, because Joe Montana wasn't Joe Montana yet, and Dallas was still the top team. So how did they feel going into that last drive? Were they confident? Were they concerned? So we'll definitely be asking them questions. I'm going to try and do it live if it works out. So again, you guys can jump aboard and hopefully have some questions and make it interactive. And then, like I said, we are getting closer. We have cut it over 900 subscribers. So I do thank everyone in Cowboys Nation. And really, if you're an NFL football fan, we try to be diverse in all sports. So definitely check it out. But I do have something special. This signed 11/14, Micah Parsons. He's going to inscribe it NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year for 2021. It's a beautiful piece. It's going to look great in any Cowboys cave. So if you're watching and you didn't hit that subscribe button, man, go ahead and hit it, because as soon as we get that magic number, we are going to do a live giveaway. And like I say, it's going to be live. So if there's 100 people, great. If there's 5 people, if there's 4 people, if there's 20 people, whatever it is, we're going to give it away live to someone who's listening on that night. I'm hoping we can get it done before the season starts. So definitely check that out. But just wanted to drop in on a Sunday. Took the Wave Runners for a little morning cruise. Now I'm ready. The day is getting started. We'll probably watch maybe a little bit more football, check some of the replays, see what's happening, maybe take a dip in the pool. It's Florida. You got to enjoy the weather. So anyway, Cowboys Nation, I appreciate you listening. Definitely check us out tomorrow. We'll be live and we'll be ready with Jimmy D. We're going to break down this game a little bit more, but all the others, and obviously that Usman fight, that was something to see. If you didn't see it, obviously check it out on YouTube, Twitter, whatever. But it taught that valuable life lesson. 1, you never quit, and 2, you never get too comfortable. And that's the one thing that that we never want to get too comfortable in your life, at work, and of course these Dallas Cowboys, you never want to get too comfortable. Turpin never wants to get too comfortable. He's a young guy that made his way in all the different levels of professional football, and he's getting his opportunity in the NFL, and you see what he's doing with it. That's what we need to see more of. I love seeing these young guys with the heart and the passion. So check us out on Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern live. Have a great Sunday. I'll leave you with one little message. You guys take care. Have a great Sunday.
Yo, this is Neville Gallimore from the Dallas Cowboys, and I want to give a major shout out to Mike Tag. Keep bringing the hype to the Cowboys Nation. We love and appreciate it. Now, can you dig it? Let's get it.